Rob. My buddy Jason's off screen. Got a great show tonight. We're going to be talking some rock and roll, which is one of the biggest things that you can ever talk about. But before we get to that, we have some crazy headlines in the news. Things are just like the world is falling apart. It's crazy, crazy. And I'm bringing my buddy Jason. Jason, you got TJ with you tonight? There's TJ. TJ.
Yeah,
TJ's
we do. What's up, man? We're bringing
nothing
on the
much.
doctor.
Well, we're gonna get the doctor here in a minute. I'm really excited he's on, but man, I'll tell you what's been kind of a crazy couple days in the news, dude.
Yeah.
You and I have kind of talked about a few things, but first of all, how you guys doing tonight? What's going on with TJ? TJ, you awake? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good, baby.
I tell you what, man. I just think the thing is sometimes we just need to little settle him down because
Yeah.
he's like so wild, dude. But I love the energy you bring, TJ. I love the energy, man. So anyway, Jason, big news
Mhm.
for the Cardinals, man. Cardinals are going to the playoffs. We're playing the Phillies, right?
Yep. It's a day game Friday, so I'll probably wear my Cards jersey Friday night on the show. Win or
Okay.
lose.
That's what I love about Cardinals season. It's like all the Blues fans like break out their one Cardinal jersey they actually have, and they wear it that freaking 2 weeks until the Cardinals get eliminated. Then they start, oh, Cardinals suck. I hate just St. Louis
Not
people.
me. I watch the Cardinals more than the Blues. They play more games.
Well, they do, and they're on all the time, but they're doing great. Albert Pujols having a great season. Obviously, we talked about Yadi Molina and Adam Rainwright. But dude, you know what? Like I can't start the show without doing what I do.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Two Bros Show. Here's your host, Rob Staggenborg, with co-host Jason Nichols. Let's go to the studio.
Wolverine!
You could have lit my beard.
I probably should have warned our guest what he was getting into, but we're just going to go right into it. Jason, the sports world is rocked by a scandal. The freaking fishing scandal. Did you hear about this thing in Ohio? This dude like won this fishing tournament. Like just reeled in like some big old lunkers, huge bass fishing tournament. But Jason, you're familiar. Pick us up. What happened?
They were actually putting not just weights in their fish, like actual fishing weights, big ones. They were actually putting pieces of other fish, like fillets of other fish, inside these fish.
I know, and
And
if you haven't seen the video, you have got to see this video of these guys, the judges cutting open the fish. Okay, we're gonna check the fish. Hey, that's what they do. Cutting open the fish and then pulling out one weight. I mean, they're not talking little split shot. We're talking big old bullet weights, dude. Like, heavy duty weights. And but the thing that was so funny about this, Jason, I know you heard all the comments from all the other fishermen. They just brutalized these two guys. It was just, oh, it was so embarrassing. I mean, what did
yeah,
you think of that whole
I
deal?
mean, imagine it. They were pissed, bro. They were like, "You've been beating us for years. You've been cheating this whole time. We all come out here and try to win, and we can't beat you." They wanted to take them to the. They wanted to take them out to the shed and whip their
I'll
ass.
tell you what, they
That's what
called
they
the
wanted
police. I mean, they actually called the police. I'm not sure what the police would do on that situation, but my gosh, I mean, you talk about a bad day walking into Ohio and cheating on a fishing contest. But the thing though, Jason, is that they had like sponsorship. They had like boats sponsored and all like patches all over them. So these dirt bags cheated their way into like their whole career as a bunch of dirt bags. It's just you know, you cannot defile the sport of fishing. I mean, come on.
No, 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 no. You can't.
Like, once you do that, it's like you got no. I mean, forget man card. Like, you got no standing as a person. Like, if you're cheating in a fishing tournament, like,
Yeah. My cousin Zachary Gaddy, he has a like a little podcast and a little page, but I don't know if he wants me to plug it. But he is a great fisherman, and he catch and releases bass. I mean, he eats crappie and stuff like that, bluegill and catfish, but he doesn't keep bass, and I respect it because I never did either. I just like to take pictures of them and let them go. But man, you can't.
You can't cheat. At a fishing tournament, can't cheat. No way, no how. Those are real men with real knuckles who will beat some ass in the parking lot. Like that will happen. Parking lot justice will happen at a fishing tournament.
Yeah, somebody will put some weights in a friggin' catfish and come beat them with it.
I don't even want to go there, man. And then also, just as a bonus, because I spent a lot of years as a writer and journalist, I just want to point out there is a typo in the headline. So MF all you people that went off on me for typos, Sky News, they got typos too. It happens.
Everybody has typos.
I know, but I get people who like to burn me about it. So, hey, well, let's go to our second. So, first of all, you don't ever want to get in the middle of two women, but two women who are sisters, well, someone's going to get stabbed. So that's exactly what happened. This girl found her sister flirting with her boyfriend and she stabbed her to death. I mean, that's kind of borderline personality, don't you think? I mean,
no, that's a little beyond narcissistic, my friend. That is the frontal lobes up here. They're not firing right.
But it's her own sister too. It's like not a stranger or something. Like it's her own sister. Like,
yeah, I know. I mean, there's always the love hurts more when it's someone you care about and cares about you. But if you can do that, then you have no empathy.
I'll tell you what, dude. There's a lot to unwrap with this whole story. But like I said, we have a guest waiting. I don't want to hold him up, but there's a lot to unwrap with this damn story. After that is for sure. Let's move on here to the next one here. So, hey, we talk about meat. We're meat people, right? We're meat eaters. TJ, you with us?
Yeah.
TJ's looking down. I just want to make sure he's with us there. So we're meat eaters. So bravo to this UK restaurant, the British up in England. They're saying no. They're not going to do the cater. They're not going to do the vegan thing because vegans have an attitude. And I think it's so true. It's like, we don't eat meat. We're better than you. It's like, I have a hard time. I don't subscribe to that.
That's messed up.
Well, it is. I mean, it's ridiculous. Basically the company said that sometimes nasty people felt there's their place and their right to criticize the restaurant. He said you have to ask yourself if you think that bullying someone is going to endear you to them, then you really should rethink your strategy. And I think that's so true because that just describes social media. That this vegan guy, this restaurant was like, look, we're not going to be bullied about not serving vegan meals. Something like bravo. Hey, tip of the cap.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to serve vegan meals. It's their right.
They're not going to go out of their way for it. I'm sure they would make exceptions for people. But, Jason, this goes because, I've had a long-standing feud with Buckingham Palace. This is a restaurant in London. I think that this is their attempt to try to make good with me because we've been really reporting very negatively on the royal, the royal changeover and all that, all the scandal that goes on with that and the princess consort. We won't even go into all that stuff, but we've talked about that many times on the show and really been quoted on many national publications about our views on the monarchy. So we'll leave that alone. Moving to our next story. Well, we don't have a next story. We have our guest. And before we get to our guest, I'm going to have to play our little thing, man. Rob Staggenborg here. I am co-host of the TwoBrosShow.
What?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Your organization's terrible. Let's go.
Wow. Well, First of all, get off my grass. I think that's just an awesome way to start this particular segment because we're going to jump in with the great doctor, Dr. Rocky Streb. Doctor, good
Hello,
to see you,
boys.
man.
So
Hey, I'm outside on the front porch of my sister's condo in the South Padre Island, so it's the only quiet place I could find. Every once in a while I'll do this. That's because this porch light went out, so I have to. But what I'll be waving, Jason, is my Cardinals hat. Can you see that?
yes, sweet.
You do
Okay.
you, man. You
I
do
like
you.
it.
So I was just gonna say all this stuff. So I've known Dr. Streb for many years, and he's an academic doctor. He's worked in, the collegiate, worked at Lindenwood for many years, worked at Christian Brothers College for many years. So we became really good friends. But the thing outside of all that boring stuff, like the dude knows his rock and roll. Like I was like, really impressed because I fashion myself to be a little bit of a snob when it comes to the old rock and roll. I do. So in my dealings with Dr. Rock, I've been like, he knows his stuff. So he's really the expert on rock and roll for me. So when we decided to go Staggenborg, I was like, man, I'm going to bring in my good friend. Hopefully he'll come back. He's going to wave his hat. There, he's waving the hat. There you go. I love that. That's a neat little effect. So Dr. Streb, again, like I said, we do a lot of joking around, a lot of stupid stuff around the show, but I definitely want to give credit to Dr. Streb is a very acclaimed person who's done tons of research, very active in the athletic industry in Missouri. So definitely want to give him kudos on that. So beyond that, though, and Jason, here's why I want to bring you in. So I moved from St. Louis. I live up here in the rock and roll capital of the United States, the Seattle, Portland area. And at first I was like, okay, man, all right, whatever. But I got to tell you, every day of my freaking life, I've heard the song "We're Not Gonna Take It" by Twisted Sister. And I was thinking, how did we get here? Twisted Sister came out. It was kind of a comical sort of video. It wasn't like Twisted Sisters, they're not selling out arenas around America. They're not. But 35 freaking years later, we're still listening to Dee Snider, "We're Not Going to Take It." So, Jason, before I get to you, I just want to throw it out to Doctor. Does that amaze you? Like some of these mediocre songs are
I follow you, Rob. But first, let's be clear. As I would only be considered a rock and roll expert because I have lived through the entire genre, born in the 50s when it came to be to today. So a long life, I guess, makes an old man an expert on something.
Okay.
So I want to be clear about that. All right. So are you speaking to?
And specifically, I'm thinking of Twisted Sister. They were the comical band. They were come on, they were like a Kiss, Motley Crue ripoff, but they lasted 35 years. And if you would ask me in 1983, is these guys ever going to make it? No. And then I'm just amazed that they've made it. And I'm thinking, did I miss the boat here?
Well, isn't that the beautiful thing about rock and roll? The fans. We were talking about sports earlier, and it's a little bit like that. You have your Cubs fans, your Cardinals fans, your Blues fans. You have Twisted Sister fans. I don't personally know any. I party with them. I'm sure they're fun. But that's the interesting thing about rock and roll. A band has a niche. A band has a spirit, a soul that speaks to certain people and feeds their soul in return, and they're fans. They're fans for life. So, the sister being respected to that degree, Rob, because those fans would probably fight for Twisted Sister if push came to shove, right?
Well, I think what I'm coming from, and Jason will pull you in too, is where were the fans when they first came out? It's these seem like all these nouveau fans. Everybody's a nouveau metal fan.
Okay,
I get about Metallica, but they don't really know the deep Metallica. They just know the one album.
Rob, it only takes one song.
Yeah.
And "We're Not Gonna Take It" changed America.
It's an anthem, right?
It's a rebel's anthem, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, take Beastie Boys. You got to fight for the right to party. We're not sitting over here sipping White Claw. The Beastie Boys want us to slam Budweiser.
They're on brand with our show for sure. I get it.
Hey, Rob, I think I know where a lot of this is coming from. So, yeah, those of us that have lived through all this and have been with rock and roll and all the different avenues it went, and then some 25-year-old punk thinks he knows Twisted Sister or Metallica or whatever. You know where they're getting that from? And this is kind of cool. Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero has kept it alive for so many of these kids. So that 12-year-old, 18-year-old, 22-year-old, 30-year-old kid that's been playing Guitar Hero for however long, this song, they feel like they own that song, that speaks to them, that's a part of them. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, that's
a really good point. I didn't even really give that. Jason,
that is an awesome point, and he knows that. He's played that. But there's another point to this, is a generational ladder, I guess I would say, a down ladder, where I was born in 75. My brother's 10 years older than me, my oldest brother. So I listened to all his music. At the same time, I listened to all my dad's music, like Clue 103 and stuff like that. So then I take what I like, and then my babies hear it while they're growing up, and then they hear it again somewhere, and they remember it, and it passes just like that too. And then it never goes away. Music.
You know, Rob, I like that, Jason. As an educator, I kind of gauged, you're not supposed to do this, but I would gauge how good a parent was by how attuned their kids were to classic rock. If a kid knew his classic rock, that's a good parent right there.
Wow.
Sure. Well, you know, I will give CBC credit. CBC High School, they actually had a classic rock class. You could take a classic rock. A good friend, Mark Strathman, had taught it when I was there, and I thought that was the coolest thing, that they were teaching the kids about the classics and classic rock. So, you know, again, like, I don't want to put it down, because I definitely appreciate what goes into it. But Twisted Sister, like, what about Dokken? What about Winger? What about, like, why was it Twisted Sister the anthem of all things? I guess you're right. It spoke to people in a way they hadn't been touched before.
Well, yeah, man. When did it come out exactly? What
Like
year?
1987-ish, 86, 87.
Well, that was the rebellion
Where's the
year.
hat? There you go.
There might be a switch in there, Rocky, inside the house that'll set that to stay on.
Guess what? The doctor's in South Padre Island. He ain't doing nothing. He doesn't want to.
If I get up, it's to go to the refrigerator for another beer.
Well, you can do that anytime you want.
Yeah. So okay, I'll accept all that. I'll accept that maybe I just need to get off all my six. So the number two thing that really has me enraged is that, so they're doing these promos for concerts, you know, they do on the radio, whatever. I still listen to radio. I know I have satellite, but I like to know kind of what's going on in the news and stuff. That's kind of what I like to know. So I'm listening to it, and they're talking about this big concert, and then they get to the part with the legends of rock. Drum roll, please. Pat Benatar. I'm like, what? Legends of rock, Pat Benatar? And I lost it. I was like, Pat Benatar, like, doesn't even sell out county fairs. I mean, I'm sorry, she's talented, but let's not start calling her a legend.
So the question is on the table, what constitutes a legend? And I thought about this a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, there can be several ways that this happens. One is longevity. You know, if you've been relevant in your genre and your art for an extended period of time, for decades, and Pat Benatar has, I think she can get maybe it's a small L, but she can be called a legend in that regard because she's been relevant for so long. One avenue.
See, I just like.
Well, that's another one. I am so happy you said that, because a second way you can become a legend in my mind is you die early. I mean, you have a tragic story, whether you're Richie Valens, Kurt Cobain, and as you said, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. You know, did their work qualify them to be legendary? in a short period of time. We know with the Beatles, the quality of their work for just a few, not even a full decade, qualifies them to be a legend. But does Janis Joplin, is she a legend? I have a hard time even thinking about naming 5 of her songs. But the tragedy associated with her life reflects into a legendary status. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's true, but and that is so true. Like even Bob Dylan, like I couldn't name more than 5, 7 songs he sang. I know he wrote a lot of songs other people covered. So like even like going through old Rolling Stones is like it makes such a big deal about a particular band. You're like, well, I don't like Depeche Mode. I'm sorry, they're never going to be my thing, and they never were. So Jason, I'm going to shut up and let you talk because I know you got a lot of opinions on this too.
I know where this is going. I mean, it's obvious that like what he's talking about, when people die early, and they seem like phenoms of a sport or rock and roll, all people can talk about is, oh, what would they have done? And what could they have done? And their stuff was so amazing that it attracted the world, just like certain songs, like with Twisted Sister and, you know, certain Janis Joplin songs. I'll be honest, Bobby McGee's my, you know, that and one other one. And then I don't think about much of them.
Piece of My Heart, probably. Yeah, take
Yeah,
a piece of my
but yes, but she's so, it's the voice, it's the difference between each singer. It's just, that's all that matters. And the reason it carries on so long is because, like, even if they were short-lived and had a little thing going on, media is going to keep playing this and keep playing this and keep playing this. And just like sports, over time, people are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame over popularity. And so it's just going to, I mean, there's so many different ways they could do it.
And I just wanted to remind folks, we're talking with Dr. Rocky Streb. I'm Rob Staggenborg, Jason Nichols. TJ's on the couch tonight. We're very honored to have TJ on the couch with us. We like that he doesn't say much. We like that he kind of pretties up the place. And we get a lot of women that freaking power text us. They want to talk to TJ, but he doesn't speak. He rarely speaks. So
he's got that long cut hair look right now.
Yeah, he's got to brush his hair a little bit. So anyway, but getting back to this, so what this kind of all comes to me is that I think that we're experiencing in America this classic rock culture. Now they become like Walmart's using classic rock, and you know it's the old thing with Chevrolet using the Bob Seger songs back in the 90s or the 2000s or whatever. But what really, again, me being a purist, what set me over the edge was I pick up my kid at school. He's in 3rd grade. And out comes a kid walking out wearing a Def Leppard shirt. And I'm thinking, son, your parents aren't even as old as Rick Allen's artificial arm. I mean, it's just not. So, like, how can you be wearing a Def Leppard shirt? Like, so, again, I need to, like, relax. I get it. Like, it's not life or death. There's bigger things to worry about. But there's a head scratcher. It's like, I felt like saying, son, do you like Pyromania, or did you like more the Welcome to America stuff or Hello America stuff? Like, what was your Def Leppard genre? Of course.
Bro, you need to come back to the Midwest. I see kids wearing that stuff all day.
AC/DC, you're right. AC/DC shirts, the Doors. I don't know who the Doors are.
Yeah, their parents do. It's like I told you. We pass it down.
And that kid's been raised right.
Well, my daughter shows up again. My daughter lives in Kansas City. She comes out here. She showed up, gets off the airplane wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt, and I was like, I wanted to tell her, I was like, again, me being the purist, the jackass. Guns N' Roses, they started a riot. They weren't that good. They got helped by commercial. Like, I want to give her this whole backstory about how they were helped by commercial radio and the radio, the record companies. But she's like, I just thought it was a cool shirt. I was like, okay, well, the kids just like the designs, dude. So I need to lighten up. I think I just need to lighten up, Francis.
Every mall in America has those stores like, Spencer's and all that stuff. And they're filled with that kind of stuff. That's what they get to look at when they go in.
But when it's got to Walmart stage and Kmart in Target stage, So what do you think, Doc?
I love your passion, Rob. You know, you're passionate about rock and roll. Don't apologize for being a purist. That's you.
Ah,
Wear that on your sleeve. And if Jason and I seem to agree on this whole, yeah, Rob, chill a little bit. You know, it's cool that kids like rock and roll. You know,
But do they like rock and roll? They just like the commercialization of rock and roll, which is
it's,
the exact anti-definition of rock and roll in the first place. Does that make sense? It's like totally sellout,
You have a
but that was what the whole thing started as, not being sellout. So that's what I think. It's like this clash for me.
you have a point, but like I said, I'm gonna get into the media stuff on another show. We'll talk about that.
Wave the hat.
it's not their fault. The poor kids, the marketing, the world that they live in is. And you're a marketing guy, Rob. You get this.
I get it. Yeah.
It's involved.
But to me, it's been fascinating how classic rock has become now all of a sudden the commonality that companies have found to reach into, like middle America.
How about looking at that as a compliment, though? That the one thing a car company or whatever can find to jazz up their marketing plan is our favorite music. You know, maybe it's a compliment.
Yeah, you know what? I totally need to take a chill pill. I need to lighten up Francis totally on this. I totally get it, but it just, when I saw the kid with a Def Leppard shirt, I wanted to just throttle him and be like, you don't even know one of their damn songs.
Yeah.
And of course, they pour some sugar on me. I give like the whole box set. We have the DVD collection at home. And then I get arrested. And,
I can help you right now. Next time you see a kid with a shirt on, bro, you're all good. You don't need to change. Just be you. But next time you see a kid with a Def Leppard shirt on, or an adult, anyone, say, do you play the drums? And if you do you do it one-handed or two-handed?
That's wrong.
If they're one-handed, then they know what they're doing.
If you're doing it two-handed, like the meme says, you're an asshole. So that was an inappropriate joke. Again, we're sorry to bring the doc into our brevity. So,
I'm okay.
That was a good joke.
Real quick, again, I want to give the doctor a chance to talk about his podcast. So you've been doing, I was on the Old Man's podcast. We were talking about rock and roll, incidentally. Yeah. Tell us about your podcast. Where can people find it? And, what do you got going on these days?
Well, the Old Man's Podcast, that's what the name of it is. Some jackass got on and named his podcast the same thing, but he's a Johnny come lately. Yeah. I'm on every podcast delivery app. I just got on one in India, for God's sakes, and I'm getting befriended by about 100 people a minute that live in India. But you can find it. It's just called the Old Man's Podcast. Rob had the artwork up a second ago.
Yeah, we'll go pop that up there.
Yeah.
There we go. Get off my grass.
That's the real one. I go about 30 minutes. It's going to be just old people stuff, self-deprecating. I like to laugh at myself, or just stupid, silly stuff that I see in the world. I'm doing a show on stupid things that drunk people do next week.
Wow.
So
you need subjects, because Jason is right there. And you know what? We have a whole list of people we can recommend to you. People we can recommend to you this week who've appeared on our chat line. So we'll let you do your own research. But
shit, we may be able to help somebody out.
That's a whole That's a whole podcast. Stupid things that drunk people do. One topic right by itself.
Oh,
yeah. Unfortunately, we had a pretty serious situation with someone that we had to, get help. And again, doctor, I don't want to keep you, but one thing that we do talk about every show is we do this show because we want to reach out to people who might be depressed or lonely or feeling alone. We want them to reach out to us, reach out to the National Suicide Hotline 888. It's a number that's established. So just want people to know that you're not alone. That what Jason and I were trying to do is just build a positive movement across America, and we need people. We need people to be positive with us. So if you're feeling conflicted about things, again, one thing that we really want to do every show is talk with us. So Jason, I'll turn it over to you. You would like to jump in here?
Yeah. Just remember, if you're feeling suicidal, It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. We had a buddy that was talking about making that decision. I won't discuss it. Maybe later in a show someday. But we just don't. It's just not right. You're gonna leave everybody behind, feeling all that pain you felt for that 1 second, and we're never gonna get over it. So there's no reason to do anything like that. Just reach out to someone. It's not
There
like
you go. I'm back.
they're not gonna lock you up forever. They're gonna evaluate you and let you out. Insurance only pays for 3 days, so. I mean, if you need more, you'll get more. But
Sure.
don't be scared. No one's going to throw away the key on you.
Yeah.
We want to have.
Our point is we just want you to reach out if you need help. Again, we're here. There's a lot of people here to help you. So again, that's something we make sure we talk about in every show while my dogs are misbehaving underneath me. That's something we talk about every show, and certainly get that in again tonight. So again, Doctor, just want to let you finish up with what do you got coming down the pike? You got a couple pieces you said coming up. What are some of the other pieces that you have on the site people can check out that you're kind of proud of?
So I go out once a week, every Sunday morning at midnight. The next one pops out. So you can go to my pod page link on Facebook. Also, I have the Old Man's Podcast page on Facebook, and that's good. If you're a Facebooker, that's a good way to check stuff down. But Google pod page, and you can find my page there. And got almost 100 episodes. No, more than 100 episodes at this point. So some are better. The Rob Staggenborg episode was a classic one. It was really good. And it all started off, the first episode was titled, What's Wrong with Kids These Days? And that's how the whole thing started. And I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you listen to it. You'll be a little surprised at the answer.
Yeah, I think I know where you're coming from, because I think you and I actually have kind of the same views on young people and a lot of the good things that they're doing around. So again, I won't spoil your book or spoil your fun. So again, Doctor, great to catch up with you. We're going to go ahead and close up our show here. We're going to go ahead and let you guys out, and Jason and I are going to finish up with a couple other things that we got to do. Hopefully you come back on. We'd love to check out your podcast again. We got to get in on India. So I'm going to start getting in on this India stuff.
I'll tell you. I'll give you the link, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what we need. We'll take it. We need, because you can see our numbers are just skyrocketing every episode. But again, we do play this on replay for everyone.
Yeah.
We do have this throughout the week, and we get a lot of comments from both on YouTube as well as Facebook. So, Doctor, I'm going to pull Jason back in, let him say goodbye. We're going to let you go.
All right, thanks. See you around, Rob. See you, Jason.
It was nice meeting you, bro. I loved it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Adios, Doctor. Good dude, man. I got to tell you, I love him. He's just a lot of fun. Just always has a good perspective. And you know what? The thing I really like about that guy is he's able to take hotheads like me and like move us off the edge. You know what I mean? Like I feel a little bit better about myself. I'm like, okay, I'm not so pissed off about the stupid shirt anymore. You know what it is? What you know,
dude. It's just a reaction. It's just no big deal.
I know, but I'll tell you what, he's a good dude, man. I love him. He's a good friend, and I'm glad he came on our show here. So, dude, we're gonna take a quick break, okay?
All righty.
That shit scares me, dude. Just to hear it scares me. Oh man, so that's great opportunity to. Oh, you got Dad's nuts. You got Dad's nuts again.
Yeah.
So Jason's daughter and kids, they wrote Dad's nuts on top of his peanut jar. So that's kind of interesting. I have a picture I could put up on the website. So listen, before we go down the road, so Friday's show was supposed to be fucking epic, dude. It was supposed to be epic, but we ran into some problems. And I won't go into all the details about the problems, but I'm thinking about trying it again. Because here's why. Because we had such a cool show lined up. We're going to talk about like movie monsters and Halloween and getting ready for it. So what do you think, dude? Chris wants to come back. He said he can make it work. So we're talking about our guest had some issues and technical problems making connections with us. And normally we'd be like, okay, fine, no big deal. We'll just move on. But I like Chris, and he's really connected. I think he'd be a great guy to have on. So what do you think? I'm taking a risk. So you know what's going to happen? It's going to fall totally to fucking shit.
It's okay. We'll fix it. What days Halloween fall on? Is it a Monday?
Sunday this year. I think it's a Sunday this year.
I think it's a Monday.
What? I'm going to look it up. Got what's called an iPhone that has a calendar function, man.
Most phones do.
Not this one.
It's called
Not the
Google.
So, hold on a second. It is on Monday. See Monday.
Yeah, I said Monday, but anyway, yeah. So anyway, we got to do a Monday night show. Wait, what time do you get done doing? People, this is live, isn't it?
Yeah, like I got my kids, so I'm
know.
Take them. I'm not going to say kids. We're not doing.
I got my grandkids,
dude. I know exactly what I'm doing for Halloween this year.
Dude, are you really gonna use your phone? No,
dude. I'm gonna go as TJ. I'm gonna get big bushy hair and get a mustache and a beard. I'll just be looking at my phone all day. I'll be walking trick or treat.
All right, well, check this out.
TJ hates it. He loves it. I love to bring him in the show, but he hates it.
Like, what time do you stop trick or treating?
Dude, I'm 2 hours behind you, so
I know.
9 o'clock.
All right, so
11 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do 11:30, and we just go.
We'll figure it out. I don't want to make any promises right now because it's Halloween, dude.
I know.
Halloween.
Maybe we can figure out how to get that out there. It'll be some scary, spooky stuff. My daughter knows a lot of scary, spooky stuff.
She does what?
She knows a lot of scary stuff. So.
Ooh, that's a little better.
She's a Wiccan.
She's not a Wiccan.
Bullshit.
I've heard that. I've heard people talk about the Wiccans and stuff, dude. I don't believe it. I think it's a bunch of shit.
It ain't nothing.
My son dated a gal who claimed to be a Wiccan, and she was weird. She wasn't a Wiccan, but she was fucking weird. Big old
My daughter ain't like that. My daughter just believes in a higher being of some sort of different,
Whatever you believe.
Yeah.
You believe. I don't care. I'm not saying that. Not for me. I don't get it. I don't get the Wiccan thing. It's just not.
I don't either.
Well, I don't know. Well, Jason, hold up for a second. I'm going to take another real quick break. Let you guys get settled, man. Okay?
All right.
I miss seeing that Jason's World video. I gotta get the blood back in there. What happened to the blood?
I don't know, but it felt like there was blood.
It did, man. So, well, this is your segment. What do you got going on, dude? What's the good word? I'm switching us up.
Not much. I'm cleaning and
More technically.
Harvesting
cleaning. Huh?
and harvesting your botany project.
Oh yeah, well that's pretty much done. Just drying and burping it.
Burping it, yeah. Did you happen to see the little? I think you guys sent me you sent me the video about the guy who the little boy asked how he was born. They said we just put a seed in the ground. You sent me that. You did. That was great.
It was hilarious.
We just put a seed in the ground and let it grow, and we watered it every day. And then we cut it, dried it, and smoked it, and fucked without a condom.
No,
I actually sent that. I love how you just said, "Yeah, that was great," and took credit for it.
Jason, you've been killing it on the social media, dude. You've been finding some great freaking memes.
It's not me. It's people that are following the show.
Well,
there have been a couple of people putting their own shit on there.
And I want. Awesome. No, it's. I don't know where I'm picking them up from, but I am from somewhere. But
dude, we're gonna get into India. I'm gonna get with the doctor and learn how to get into India, dude. Look at freaking our numbers.
That's what I gotta do, man. After I get done cleaning, I gotta watch his shows, his little podcasts.
Oh, he's cool, dude. He's really a good guy. So, the thing I love about him is that, so he was involved with the sports departments. Okay, so all of these high school football games where they get like 6,000 people who would show up, and they only have 2,000 seats. You have to turn away 4,000 people. That was his job, turning away 4,000 people, and it was not good, man. People were pissed off, but the team was really good. They drew people from all over, and a lot of people got shut out. And he was the guy that got all the phone calls and stuff. So
that's crazy. Yeah,
but I mean, people haven't always been so nice to him. I think as his role as a school administrator, but again, I've never had any dealings with him that way. I've just worked closely with him. But I'm glad he joined us again. I'm going to go ahead and probably have Chris on. We'll get some promotions out about Chris. Hopefully his whole situation kind of gets a little bit more equalized. Otherwise, TJ, we're going to have to get you to start talking. If I have to start paying you to talk, I mean, I'll have to start paying you to talk or something. I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
Well, that's something right there.
Well, while we're in break, he said, "I just can't stop eating your nuts."
Whoa!
Now he's got peanuts.
I know you've been like that.
You just showed the lid earlier, Dad's nuts.
I know you've been like juggling them with both hands. It's crazy. So, dude, man. Anyway, well, I'm hoping. By the way, let me see. I gotta make sure one thing. So, Jason, I was telling you that. Okay, cool. I was just checking. So I was telling you that. So I've had a lot of time, and I've been kind of looking for some different projects. That's why I started the TwoBrosShow, and I've loved it. I love doing it. So, I'm also decided that I'm going to, try to put together a couple sort of like documentaries, and just different things that I'm interested in. So, one thing that I've kind of gotten access to was like all of these government videos that were done for like, like in the 60s and stuff, like, how to date, how to like ask a girl for a date. And like some of the stuff is just so fucking hilarious. It's just like, are you kidding me? Like, I wish I could show you. And I think I showed you one of the things the other day about the little drinking party or something. I'm wondering if that's still there here. So, I'm going to play this real quick. Let's show what people we got here.
Because so many Americans think getting drunk is fun, we thought you might like to join us in the National Drinking Game. Just answer yes or no to the following 10 questions. Do you talk a lot about drinking?
Only when I'm awake.
Do you drink more than you used to?
I try to.
Do you gulp your drinks?
Only out of a glass.
Do you often take a drink to feel better? Do you drink alone?
Only if I'm stuck.
Do you ever forget what you did while you were drinking? Do you keep a bottle hidden somewhere for quick pick-me-ups?
How does he know?
Do you sometimes start drinking without really thinking about it?
Sometimes.
Do you need a drink to have fun?
I do now.
Do you ever take a drink in the morning to relieve a hangover?
Uh-huh.
Congratulations. If you had 4 or more yes answers, then you may be one of over 9 million Americans with a drinking problem.
They never put that.
I love it. I mean, isn't it great?
Bro, you know what's sick about that shit?
What?
I never saw that my whole life.
I know.
Maybe
Because
I
there's
would-
around, like, there's thousands of movies.
Yeah. If they took that off the air, the government took that off the air. Because just knowing that back then could have saved millions of lives.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? TJ, am I right or wrong?
About the drinking?
I don't know.
I mean, first of all,
The facts of what
That
they were
was-
saying.
a fucking lame party. I mean, come on. Look at
Oh
the
my
fucking everybody on that party was like 45 years old.
I'm not talking
Give me
about
a
the
break.
party. Yeah,
Like,
it was
you're all dressed in ties. Like, who fucking does that? Like, give me a break. Like, nobody's like, there's no music. They're all like,
I know it was goofy. It was goofy as shit.
It was
But
dumb.
the government sounding voice coming in and saying, if you do this,
You're an alcoholic, you motherfucker.
those were the facts. I know them. I listened to them. And yeah, that would have been nice if we could have seen that a long time ago.
Well, so anyway, you're bringing it back to a serious standpoint, and I'm doing anything but. So what I'm going to do is, you know, every once in a while after the Two Bros show, I'm going to do, you know, a little segment of just little videos I put together. I'm going to probably take these videos, and I'm going to probably redub them.
Oh, no, he's going to make me talk.
Oh, God.
No, I'm going to redub the videos, and they're going to be funny as hell. They're going to be so funny.
Let me
So
see.
funny as hell.
Let me see.
Like, that's one example. But I've done, like, there's so many other, like, I can't even tell you the number. So, well, first of all, two things. So the National Archives, they have, like, all kinds of very legitimate footage, you know, like wartime footage, like just all kinds of stuff that I'm doing for my other research project. Awesome National Archives. Awesome. But as part of that, there is an actual YouTube channel called Old Time TV. I'm giving them a plug. But they have all those government films, dude. All those government films. And the thing is, with the government film, those cannot be copyrighted, from my understanding. Again, check with your attorney. I don't want to get everybody in trouble. But so I just think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And I just, you know, I played that clip, but there was one about like sex education and like how if you are a boy who masturbates a lot, then you should get involved with athletics and be involved with activities and do things that will take your mind off of that. And it's like, this is shit that like they're teaching people in the 50s and 60s. You're like, what? It's hilarious. So, but here's the deal. I'm calling this piece Rob's Redubs.
Redubs?
Rob's
Yeah.
Redubs.
That sounds good.
So it's going to be my own little show, but I'm going to tie it to the Two Bros show. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be a talkie show. It's going to be more, you know, voices and things like that. TJ, you're thinking this through, dude. I can tell you're like, dude, this is
Are you putting fucking cashews on your eyes? What are you doing?
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh,
Woo!
Somebody smoked that icky
No, dude.
sticky.
That's a wrong hitter right there, dude.
shit, dude.
Anyway, so I just want to let people know that's the kind of direction I'm going to go. We're still going to do this show. I love rapping. Whether we get 100 people, 1 people, or 50,000 people, I love doing it. I love doing it twice a week. Enjoy meeting up with you guys, giving TJ a bunch of shit.
Yep.
I don't enjoy giving you shit, dude. I don't like it. I want you to man up and start talking, man. Do something. Say something. Do a song and dance. Wiggle your ass or like fucking something, dude.
Dude.
Like, what are we paying you? To sit on the goddamn couch?
Yes.
Fucking, hey, Jason, we need to relook at his contract.
Oh, yeah.
What?
We need to relook at his contract.
I know.
Just paying him to sit on the couch and eat your nuts.
Well, I hope they're good and salty.
Shouldn't you be on the floor?
So, huh?
Shouldn't he be on the floor doing that? Oh, man.
Possibly.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm not going to go there. So again, getting back to the whole show, we're going to start doing, we're going to have Chris come back on Friday. Excited about talking about monsters. And the other thing Chris is really into, and I did a post today, believe it or not, was Larry Fine, one of the Three Stooges. It was his birthday. So there's a really great article on the Two Bros Show page. I want everybody to check that out about Larry Fine and just how much of an esteemed musician he was. And a lot of people know him for his wacky sort of things on the Three Stooges. But the dude knew his shit when it came to the freaking, what did he play? The violin. He's a violinist.
Yeah, he was only 5'4" tall.
Yeah. Boy, that guy took some fucking hits, dude.
I
They used to
didn't know.
brutalize him, didn't they?
I didn't know that from the show that he was only 5'4". I'm only 5'6". I shrank. I was 5'7", but yeah, but that's not. It's not tall.
Who's the biggest celebrity, or who's the biggest like well-known celebrity you've ever met in person?
Celebrity? Wow. Probably a sports player.
Okay. Dude, someone blowing up your phone, dude.
I think Vince Coleman,
Vince Coleman, pretty cool.
maybe Willie McGee. I can't remember. I went to a after meeting at Busch Stadium one time with my brother-in-law. I had a necklace type pendant that I could get in, and Tony La Russa, everybody was in there. I probably met a bunch. Oh, I got my picture taken with Fernando Vina and
Edgar Renteria.
no, somebody else. I can't
Inside
remember.
joke for anyone who's watching. Just leave that one alone.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I'll tell you after the show.
Oh, is it that Scandal?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Move on with the story.
Anyway, I don't remember, bro, but I'll find it. I'll get the picture.
Me? I was in the Washington, D.C. airport, and I saw fucking Hulk Hogan, dude. Dude was huge, man. He's like 6'6". He was built. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that is a hunk of dude. And then you see him standing next to Andre the Giant, like not even anywhere near.
I know. Andre the
Insane,
Giant,
dude.
very big man.
Hulk Hogan was a lot. I mean, he talks about the Pythons, dude. They were huge, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really nice guy. I met Kurt Warner at a movie theater. He was a really nice guy too. So I've had a chance to meet a lot of pretty good people. But I tell you what, man, that was Hulk Hogan, because he was huge, dude. He was like huge.
Yeah,
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
that's crazy.
So, but well, we got about 5 more minutes left here, dude. I'm gonna probably roll one more promo if I can figure it out here. Actually, let me roll this promo. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the show, my friend.
All right.
All right, buddy, we're back, man. That's
Hello.
kind of it for the show. We got about a couple minutes left here. TJ, I'm sorry. I know that you had a whole speech that you had prepared. I just don't think we're going to get time to get to it tonight. So go ahead and save it for next week. I mean, TJ's has like his mind has been fucking racing. He literally wrote what Jason, he says, like a 17-page speech, but I just don't think we're going to have a chance to get through that right now. So we'll have to save that for next week. Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Maybe Friday.
Give him a chance to tighten it up, maybe edit it down to maybe go from 17 pages down to like a half a page.
Yeah.
That's probably really good.
Cat was.
I swear I'm gonna wake up one day and like TJ's gonna have like a knife to my throat, ready to like stab my throat for all the shit I give him on the show. Like, dude, I'm just kidding. Yeah. You don't know where I live.
Where do you live?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I live in the Northwest. So anyway, well, listen, like I said, we got a couple minutes left on the show here. Excited about the kind of the future, buddy. I think as I'm learning how to use this and learning how to use this platform and learning how to reach out to guests and stuff, I'm excited about how we're growing, man. What do we think? We've only been doing this fucking shit for a month, dude. A month.
I know. I really like tonight's show. I like that guy that was on tonight. I'm having trouble.
The doctor. He's great, man. Good dude.
I liked him.
And Chris will be a good dude. We'll have a good time with Chris as well. So,
Yeah.
So again, a couple things that are going on for me this weekend. So I got the little one's birthday. Big boy's turning, going to be 6. Got a little one turning 6 years old. That's a big deal, man. I got to tell you, when it comes to birthdays, I think 6 and 7 are the biggest ones. Those are the ones where you're like into it, you get it, you understand the deal. What do you think?
I don't know. I think kids love birthdays until they stop getting presents.
No, but I'm saying like at 6 and 7 is when they first like understand, oh shit, I get stuff. I got to be good. They know how to like start working the system a little bit.
Oh yeah, probably.
So
Yeah.
you got grandkids. You do a lot with them for birthdays and stuff, or?
Yeah, well, I visit a lot and I'm there a lot. So yeah, and birthdays too. Yeah, there's it's definitely crazy when you have so
I
many.
used to have people say, well, don't spoil those kids. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's what you do. You work your entire life to spoil your kids, to give them shit you never had. You know, this whole boomer mentality, like, yeah, I don't want my kids to have it better than I had. No, I want my kids to have it 10 times better than I ever had. What
Yeah,
about you?
they think if you do that your kids aren't going to want to work for anything. But no, you can still teach them how to work.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, the country's going to hell in a handbasket, dude. So, well, dude, man, we are right at our 1 hour point. You know what that means? I got pee.
Goodbye.
I got pee.
So long, farewell.
Don't sing that because we'll get copyright. You can't sing that.
Oh,
Like, goodbye. Like, you can't be anything that's related to any like real song, or we'll get fucking pinged.
Well, shit.
That's stupid.
That was a song, believe it or not, that one that you just sang was from the Disney movie Fern Gully, you know.
I thought you were doing something different, but Rob knew it.
It got in your head, man, and you started singing Fern Gully, dude. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right.
Can we
Listen,
hum?
Jason's looking up Jason's looking up Fern Gully,
Can we hum?
and no, and
We can't
you
hum.
do any music. Music will get us in trouble. Music's the worst thing on YouTube.
What if
It's
our
terrible.
speech rhymes with a music tone?
Dude, I don't go. You know what? Do whatever you want, because in a minute we're gonna be done. You can do whatever the hell you want. when
All
we're
right, I
done.
just want to put something in everybody's head before they go to sleep tonight.
Okay, hold that thought.
All right.
Welcome to the Two Bros Show. Here's your host, Rob Staggenborg, with co-host Jason Nichols. Let's go to the studio.
Whoa, baby!